Hello makers, yes, I am back. I truly apologize for the lack of uploads at the moment. Everything will be explained in a few days. I'll do a vlog to update. Short story is, I'm moving, finally. We're moving out of this place, so videos will be a bit sporadic for the time being. I have been working on some projects, this being one of them, and quite a few others, which I will upload videos on, of course. But today I want to talk about something very specific. So a few weeks ago, 3D Printtech in Austria got in touch with me and told me that they have some really awesome looking PETG from Herz for me to review. I explained to them, as I told you guys last time, rather than doing a filament review, I want to do projects which incorporate that filament, just sort of give it a bit of exposure. Now during that same time period, a buddy of mine, Spannerhands in UK, got out his version 6 spool holder, which are these two spool holders right here. I've printed the previous spool holders and I featured those in a couple of videos, but these are the latest ones. The difference with these spool holders is that they look really awesome. These spool holders print in several parts. You have the back, well, you have the whole cover, then you open it, which is this thing right here. You have the Spannerhands mascot on the front, which is Spannerbot, and then you have the face. You have the actual core, which sits in there, and then you also have a silica gel clip to hold your silica gel packets in there, so it just stays nice and dry. It also comes with a TPU SDL, so you can print seals, so this stays relatively dry inside. And then the final piece of the puzzle, actually before I put that back in, the final piece of the puzzle are these acrylic paints. Now these can be purchased from Spannerhands himself, and they come like this. He'll use his pew 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 laser and he'll ship these to you. I will leave links in the video description. I really like this design mainly because you can actually see how much exactly of the spool is left, and apart from that you can also print a wall mount clip, which is right here, which is this thing right here. So this screws itself into the wall, and then you just put a bit of rod in here and it just literally clips in place and stays like this. So you can sort of have it wall mounting, which is going to come in really handy when I move to a new place. Now obviously with spool holders you can print these in PLA, but seeing as I had the PETG, I decided to print them in PETG, the Herz metallic PETG, which 3D Printtech sent me. The first one is the metallic rose, and it looks absolutely incredible. I love the sheen on it. It was very easy to print with, actually. So the settings I used were 240 degrees on the hot end, 70 degrees on the heat bed. I used 50% fan speed, and also printed around 55 millimeters a second, just to give it time to sort of the layer bond well. And it turned out absolutely great. I've printed these on the Mark III, but I have to make sure I mention something. I had a few issues which I've mentioned in some of my vlogs, printing, well, let's say a nice finish using Slicer or Slick 3R, the Prusa edition. I just couldn't get it. I tried tweaking the settings, I just couldn't get it right, so I switched on to Simplify 3D for probably the very first time ever on any of my Prusas, and it printed beautifully, probably because I'm quite used to it and I know how to dial in the settings, but it printed out absolutely beautifully and I'm very happy with the result. So much so that I offered 3D Printtech to purchase the blue one, because I saw that they had the metallic blue and I really wanted a spool of that to try. So in comes the second spool holder right here, and once again turned out absolutely beautiful. I am really happy with the result. It just has such a beautiful blue sheen to it that I couldn't just stop right there. So what I decided to do was I printed the Mark III parts. Instead of the orange parts on the Mark III, I printed the blue. I printed them in the metallic blue from Herz. And this is the end result. And this is Steve, or better known as Captain Steve Rogers. Yes, I have a Marvel thing going on. And I have to say, it turned out really nice, actually. It's weird looking at a Mark III in a different color other than orange. I still have a bit weird looking at my Mark III in black parts. I'm so used to having orange Mark IIIs, but this looks really awesome. And To be honest, I have a couple more Mark IIIs to put together, so I'll probably be using this. And they have several other colors in these metallic PETGs from Herz, which look absolutely incredible, which I will also be buying some spools of. I will leave links in the video description to, well, to the PETGs and also to the spool holders on Thingiverse, and where to get the acrylic parts from Spannerhands. And yeah, they turned out awesome. One thing I need to point out, if you intend to use, not just with these, but any other PETG or whatever, if you're intending to change the color of your Mark III, make sure that you leave the black parts, well, mainly basically in black, especially the extruder part, because it has to do with the laser sensor of the, well, the laser filament sensor. It needs dark, so it has to be black, non-reflective and all that. So yeah, just change the orange parts into any other color you wish. As for me, that is it for me now. I think this was a short episode. I don't think I babbled on for too much. I will be back in a couple of days with more videos. There's the contest for the TiVo Michelangelo still going. You still have a couple of days left. Make sure you sign up. Links in the video description. If you want to know more as to what has been happening in the past couple of weeks, make sure you check out my Patreon page. I try to leave as many updates as I can to keep everyone in the loop of what's going on, why I'm not uploading, as to why I'm not uploading, and also just get a sneak peek of what's coming in the future. In the meantime, I want to thank you very much for watching. I'll be back very soon. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and as always, happy making, guys.